Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Today, I'm with Charlie Grandy, Constance Wu, Glenn Howerton, and Sam Richardson, and we are talking their show, Velma. Let's take a first look.
Dear HBO Max, I just learned you intend to make a genre-bending comedic origin story of Judy Jetson. When I heard this new version of Judy Jetson wouldn't be boy crazy, the only word I had to describe my disgust is jinkies. If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should never change anything ever. I hope you die. Sincerely, Velma. Well, at least Judy's still white. Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery. And solve it quick, because I'm in your house.
A serial killer calling from inside my house? Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classics all still work, right? Wait, you're inside my house?
How was it getting this phone call, saying like, hey, we want you to be Daphne? And I stayed away from kind of like the trailers and everything because I wanted a fresh take on the show. So I actually initially didn't recognize your voice, even though I know your voice really well. So I was wondering, just kind of like getting that phone call. And then if you at any point in time were thinking about trying to do maybe a little different voice version of Daphne.
No, I mean, I like working from my natural voice because I think my performances are just more organic and alive when I don't have that other layer of artifice on it. And the people who do that, like the people who are like strictly voiceover, I mean, they're like really, really good at it. And, I'm an actor's actor. And so for me, it was more about finding the emotional heart of the character and the humor of the character rather than trying to mimic a certain like vocal type.
It's all musical to me. So when I read it, it's like looking at a composition. It comes across as music to me. So I hear the kind of the rhythm and the musicality of the character. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and that's when I get a little scared. I just have to dig deeper. But with this one, it made sense to me, and I just kind of heard it and just started doing it, and it felt right. And then that's what I brought in, and nobody stopped me, so I kept going.
You don't want to put too much English on it. Just Norval is like a sober dude, and is different, and I wouldn't be doing an impression of an impression of an impression. So it's me as it's Norval as imagined by me on there, and like as informed by the script and what they like kind of created, and then and it's so funny. Like I don't know if that's funny, but I'm also musical is how I like look at like comedy and scripts and things. Like to jump back like to even Richard Split when I did on Veep. It was always like the rhythm of it, and it would get me in trouble because he had a very specific cadence of how he would speak. And so if I had like a long bit of lines, he would also speak very fast. So like, and I had to hear the music of it. And I would put myself in a corner because I'm like, oh, there's so much here. There's so many turns, but he has to have that rhythm is so important to him, Yeah. So like so I completely get that. And like with Norval, there's still that same rhythm of like how he starts saying one thing and then like dips here and then goes here and then like has a side. That's all so musical. I wanted to like match that. And I think if I was trying to do an impression of Shaggy or impression of Casey Kasem's Shaggy or Matthew Lillard's Shaggy, it would be I would be putting a hat on a hat, or I wouldn't be fully interpreting the script and playing the role.
How many different versions of the animated characters did you guys see before you were like, okay, these are the ones we want? I don't know if there was one that was harder than another.
It was a lot. A lot of times I think with animation, you kind of present your character design when you pitch the show, and the animator is part of the pitch. And we didn't do that. So we wrote the script and we knew the show we wanted to do, but we spent a lot of time. We saw a lot of different versions of it, and I might like one, and Mindy didn't like it, or we liked one, and WBA didn't like it, or HBO. And then finally, the one that you see is the one that we were waiting for, where everyone is just like, "Hey, I like number 3 in batch 4," and we're like, "I like number 3 in batch 4." And that's how it went. And because what we wanted were characters that could obviously support the comedy, but could also support the real emotion and the romance that we wanted the show to have as well. So you can invest in it and not just have everything be kind of undercut or a gag.
You can find Velma streaming on HBO Max now.